So yet another massacre, a shooting in Tennessee, this time at a Waffle House at 3:19 in the morning. Unbelievably, there were many people in the Waffle House that early. It was Saturday night going to Sunday morning. And for a while, all the way to today, Monday, the person had not been apprehended, but he has been now. So let me give you that breaking news. Travis Reinking, and we give the names of these mass shooters on the first day and try not to do it afterwards, is apprehended moments ago in a wooded area near Old Hickory Boulevard in Hobson Park. That's according to Metro Nashville PD, and they put him, his picture going into a cop car. So that's a huge relief for the area overall. Now let me give you more details. Lieutenant Carlos Lara of the Nashville Police said Mr. Reinking was carrying a backpack that contained a handgun, ammunition, and a holster. Of course he was. Now you're going to see this guy is very mentally unbalanced, but nonetheless has access to untold weaponry. The shooting he did with an AR-15, not surprising. The choice of most mass murderers in America, most of the massacres are done with AR-15s. It's an assault weapon, which unbelievably to the rest of the world is legal in America. And almost any lunatic in the country can get one and murder anyone he likes. And that's exactly what happened here. We'll get to his mental problems in a second. First of all, I want to show you the victims as well, because these are the people that we actually have to care about. And that's why we try not to talk about the defendant's name after the first day. Unfortunately, D. Groves was killed today, or like I said on Sunday morning. Joe Perez, Aquila De Silva, Taurine C. Sanderlin, all killed. Now they all happen to be minorities, and the shooter has affiliated with a right-wing group, but we don't know if that's why he chose this Waffle House or these victims. There are also two other people who got shot. The two surviving victims were Shanita Wagner, 21, and Sharita Henderson, 24. So now I'm going to go to HuffPost for details about the shooter. After the gunman opened fire on the diners and the restaurant staff, first let me tell you about a hero actually. 29-year-old James Shaw Jr. tackled and disarmed him. Shaw said he pounced after seeing Reinking's gun jam, and now everyone is celebrating James Shaw Jr. as a hero. He says he's not, but that's what most heroes say. And he said, look, I was just trying to save myself, and that's why he tackled him. Interestingly, the hero did not have a gun, so perhaps the only way to get a bad guy is not necessarily a good guy with a gun. And God help James Shaw Jr. if he did have a gun and cops walked in at that moment. So the authorities said there would have been a greater bloodshed had a 29-year-old customer, James Shaw, not wrestled the rifle away from Mr. Reinking while he was reloading. So bless his heart for that. Saved a lot of lives there. Illinois police officers, now hold on, before I get you to more of this background. So this is what happened in the Waffle House. Now, we know that Reinking had problems in the past because of two incidents. One was relatively famous when he actually went after Donald Trump of all people. But before I get to that, to give you a sense of the mental issues that Reinking had, let me go to this explanation. Now, this is something that happened in another state. Illinois police officers were called to a CVS parking lot back in 2016 when Reinking threatened to kill himself. Per police reports obtained by both ABC7 Chicago and WKRN. Deputies' reports indicated that Reinking claimed that singer Taylor Swift had been stalking and harassing him. Reinking said at the time that he believed Swift hacked his phone and Netflix account, adding that she asked him to meet at a Dairy Queen, according to ABC7. In the US, people who believe that Taylor Swift have hacked their Netflix account can still find a way to get AR-15s and mow down people and commit massacres. Is it him that's crazy or the rest of us? That we live in a country so corrupt that we let weapons manufacturers decide what our laws are, even if 93% of the country wants federal background checks, and that is the lightest of gun control. Nope, you're not allowed to have it. Even people who are clearly certifiably insane can get their hands on a lot of weapons. I think we're the crazy ones. So now let's go to the famous incident. Reinking was arrested last July after he allegedly tried to cross a security barrier near the White House in an attempt to meet Trump, authorities said. Well, let's find out why. Reinking said he wanted to meet with US President Donald Trump and told a Secret Service officer at the Northeast entrance that he was a, quote, sovereign citizen who had, quote, a right to inspect the grounds, according to a Metropolitan Police Department incident report dated July 7th, 2017. He was charged with unlawful entry, an arrest report states, but the charges were dismissed after he completed community service. That's what we call white privilege. Imagine if a Muslim guy said, I'm a sovereign citizen, I don't have to follow the laws of your country. I'm going to go meet the president. And we found out that in his previously he had had problems with both his mental issues but also with weapons. Do you think that we let the Muslim guy off with community service? Is that what we do in this country? Maybe you live in a different country if you think that, but hold, I'm not even done yet. First of all, if you haven't heard of this group, you might be wondering, well, who the hell are they? What is this thing? So let's go to Talking Points memo for the explanation. Sovereign citizens, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, believe that they, not judges, juries, law enforcement, or elected officials, get to decide which laws to obey and which to ignore. Well, that must be convenient for them. Again, if this was a Muslim group who said, well, we're not going to follow any of your laws. If it was a black group that said, we're not going to follow any of your laws, they get to walk around willy-nilly, right? Hold, because it gets much worse. In a 2011 law enforcement bulletin, the FBI said it considered sovereign citizen extremists as comprising a domestic terrorist movement and counted 6 law enforcement officers who had been murdered by movement adherents since 2000. Could you imagine if Black Lives Matter had murdered 6 police officers and said, yeah, that's right, we don't have to follow your laws. We got freedom of speech. You think their leaders would be walking around? No, they'd have been rounded up so quick. There would have been enormous pressure to round them up. Imagine if there was another group labeled a terrorist group by the FBI that was Muslim. They're like, oh yeah, we're ISIS. And we got to we shot 6 cops. Yes, our comrades there were caught, okay? But we'll continue as a movement. Now they'd have been rounded up, they'd be in Guantanamo Bay. But if you're a right-winger, and more so than white privilege, it's a right-wing privilege. You just get to walk around and say, yeah. Every once in a while our group kills cops. So what? What are you going to do about it? Nothing, right? And every once in a while we go and threaten the president's life. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. And you're going to give me my guns back. So how did he get his guns back? Well, after his arrest for the White House episode, Mr. Reinking, who lived in Morton, Illinois, was forced to surrender 3 rifles and a handgun to officials in August, just months before he moved to Nashville. Wow. Someone in America had to give up guns. If you threaten the president, maybe then, right? Hold. After the rampage in Nashville on Sunday, officials could not fully explain how Mr. Reinking regained possession of his weapons. The Tazewell County Sheriff's Office in Illinois gave the weapons he owned, including the AR-15 he took to the Waffle House on Sunday, to his father, Jeffrey Reinking. It sounds like maybe that had something to do with it, isn't it? So let's dive in a little further, see if his dad gave it back. Sheriff Robert M. Huston of Tazewell County said at a news conference on Sunday that while Travis Reinking voluntarily surrendered the weapons on August 24th, his father had a firearm owner's identification card and a legal right to take the weapons. Imagine a Muslim terrorist threatens the president, has to give up his weapons, but they're like, hey, no, wait, we'll give it to your dad. That is not going to happen. But America, you're white and you're right wing. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, did you threaten the president? No problem, just community service, and then we'll give you your weapons to your dad. I'm sure he'll keep it for safekeeping. So let's go to the last quote here. The police in Nashville indicated that Mr. Reinking's father returned the weapons to his son. So easy to get those guns back. And those are the guns that killed those 4 people, shot the other 2, and if it wasn't for James Shaw, would have killed a hell of a lot more. In America, we let any lunatic, as long as they're white and right-winger, and well, even if they're Muslim or black, in the beginning, they can get any guns they like. If they show any sign of trouble, then they're gonna have issues, which the right-wingers will never have issues. No matter how many times they say, we're not gonna follow your laws, we're gonna do whatever the hell we want, we're gonna kill whoever the hell we want. No, the right-wingers, Rush Limbaugh, Fox News will say something. Oh, please, please don't touch them. Even Obama defunded the group within law enforcement that was looking after white right-wingers because they commit more terrorism in America than any other group. Oh, but Rush Limbaugh and Fox News yelled at him. Is Trump doing anything about this? My God, the man might have killed you, Donald Trump. Nothing. No discussion of this. No, nothing. Imagine if it was a Latino undocumented immigrant who had tried to go after Trump. How much would Donald Trump have tweeted about this story? Imagine if it was a Muslim, how much would Donald Trump have tweeted about this story? Is there anyone right now going, we got to ban all the right-wing groups until we figure out what the hell is going on in this country? No, there isn't. And another one will get another weapon and shoot more people and commit more massacres because nobody's home, nobody's doing anything. They get to run wild. Now, 6 more victims in Tennessee. If you like this video, bless your heart. We got a lot more where that came from. We do a full show every day, Monday through Friday. Come enjoy it ad-free by becoming a member, tytnetwork.com/join.